Another big win for your Commanders. Jayden Daniels looking pretty good. Yep.
Come on.
Another Monday with the jersey on.
I thought, and I may do this every single Monday that they win. Because every single week it's another thing. He's now setting NFL records, Connor.
Yes.
He's the highest completion percentage of any quarterback in their first 4 games of season. Not a rookie. Any quarterback in NFL history is completing over 82% of his passes. His past 2 games, he's had 6 total incompletions. Just 6. You see it there on your screen for those that are listening. Washington Commanders PR put out this tweet. Quarterback Jayden Daniels has an 82.1 completion percentage through 4 career games. That is the highest completion percentage of any quarterback through 4 games since Tom Brady had a 79.2, not as good, completion percentage.
Good company.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I added the not as good. But anyway,
they should have, though.
Right.
The Commanders.
I'm just saying.
It's a miss from their PR department.
Yeah. Anytime you have a positive stat and you're like, oh, by the way, this is better than Tom Brady, you're good company. Fire away. He's doing it on 3rd down. He's doing it on 4th down. He's getting the tough yards. He's also running. He's a fantasy revelation as well. He's now had at least 24 fantasy points in 3 of 4 games. He ranks 3rd in passer rating this season as well, which is just more of an NFL thing. But again, he's running, he's throwing. Once again in this one, 47 rushing yards and a rushing touchdown. We liked Jayden Daniels as a fantasy asset in the beginning of the season. He was on the preseason love list. I had him as a top 10 quarterback because we knew the rushing would be there. What I didn't expect was the accuracy. I don't think anyone could have predicted 82% completion percentage through 4 games. And I made this argument last night on the Football Night in America pod, the show that we do, the digital show that we do after Sunday Night Football, which is I would argue that Jayden Daniels is playing with a worse supporting cast this year than he did in his last year at LSU.
You look at League Neighbors and Brian Thomas.
I'm just saying, right?
Now.
He's got he's got Terry McLaurin and Olamide Zaccheaus,
right,
and Noah Brown and
but
Zach Ertz.
Cliff Kingsbury. And that's been
100%.
That's been amazing for Jayden Daniels.
And they have run the ball well, and they have protected him. That's the thing. That was one of the anti-Jayden Daniels arguments was the line. Could the line hold up? And through 4 games, Jay, they have.
Yep. They're plus 240 to win the division, which is jarring. The Commanders. Look at their schedule. There's a material chance that the Commanders are going to be 7-3. They're 3-point favorites at the Browns, so the market believes the Commanders are real. These Monday shows are very tough. They're getting very tough because a lot of these Commanders victories. The only saving grace for me is that I put a large wager on Dan Quinn to win Coach of the Year a few days ago, which partly because I thought it was value and that 18-1 didn't reconcile with their price to win the division. It was partly as a coping mechanism to kind of prevent against kind of your emotions destroying my Mondays.
I completely understand that. Fair enough. They're home to Cleveland, then they're at Baltimore, home to Carolina, home to Chicago. They're at home 3 of the next 4 games, and I would suspect they'll be favored. You told me they're already favored against the Browns. I would suspect they're favored against the Panthers and the Bears. So
they will be. They may even. They'll be probably favored at the Giants the next week after that. They may even be favored home Pittsburgh the week following that. So
we don't know.
In 5 of the next 6
hail
games.
The Commanders, hail victory as well. And I think lost in all the Jayden Daniels hype, rightfully so, is Brian Robinson, who now has 100 or more rushing yards in 2 of his past 3 games. Another guy that was on my love list in the preseason that people said, you're being a homer. And I'm like, I don't think you guys understand. Cliff Kingsbury likes to run when he gets in close. One of my bold predictions was 15 touchdowns for Brian Robinson this year, if you remember that as well. And I said he's definitely doing double-digit touchdowns. He's on his way, guys. I mean, I think he's I believe he's scored in every single game this year as well. He's being used in the passing game. No Austin Eckler in this game, so double-digit target share in this game and in 3 or 4 games so far this year. 3rd straight game with multiple goal line rushes. Again, they like to run when they get in close on Cliff. So give a lot of credit to Cliff Kingsbury because the Commanders have become a very good running team, and it's not just Jayden Daniels running around making plays happen. They're running the RPO to perfection.
Right.
Connor.
The threat of Jayden's running is opening things up for Brian Robinson, rather than just obviously being a very static offense and just kind of smashing him into the A gap for 2 yards every play. There's so much more space now because of the threat of Jayden Daniels.
Yeah, I mean, and Robinson has capitalized on those. He's heading into tonight. He's the 10th best running back in fantasy for this week, and I would argue that if you were redrafting again today, he's a top 12 fantasy running back.
One tough performance to come out of this game. Ride or die Kyler Murray, 16-22 for 142 yards, 1 touchdown, no rushing production. Just a real bad day at the office for Arizona all around.
He's had back-to-back games with under 15 fantasy points. He's averaging just 12.4 over the last 2 weeks. The weird one is they didn't run in this one. The first 3 games he'd had at least 5 rushing attempts. In this one he had 1. Like, I don't know what happened for whatever. I mean, credit to the defensive line of the Commanders and Dan Quinn and the game plan they put together. And obviously Cliff knows Kyler well and probably, probably walked down the hall and said, hey, by the way, just some things to think about here. But yeah, this is, for all the praise I want to give myself for Jayden Daniels and for Brian Robinson, right now it's a mixed bag there on my ride or die. But ride or die means ride or freaking die. I am sticking by Kyler Murray. I believe better days are ahead. They're at San Francisco next week, at Green Bay, home to the Chargers, at Miami. Those are a lot of games. Maybe not Miami. We'll see about the Chargers. But the next 2 games, they should be down. They should be in negative game script. They should be. Now, they were negative game script against the Washington Commanders, and they didn't do anything. But I have to feel like better days are coming for Kyler Murray, who, again, has never finished outside the top 10 as a fantasy quarterback, right, on a points-per-game basis. So I'm sticking by Kyler Murray, and I'd even say go buy low if you can. I'm sticking by him. It is what it is. Sorry, America. There you go.
All noted.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm not bailing on it. I'm owning it, and I'm sticking with it.
He's QB9. It's fine.
I was going to say, it's week 4.
Yeah.
There's no reason to run.
It's all right.
Yeah.
No reason to
All
take
calm
cover.
down.
Yeah.
Chiefs Chargers, though.
There you have no idea. My mentions, they've all got the pitchforks out.
Oh, really?
Oh, the pitchforks are out.
They wait in the weeds.
You
for
have no idea, the people.
Too bad.
Yeah.
The people.
Two mediocre games, and they're on you.
TP.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's not just that. I mean, it's other stuff, too.
Okay.
Hey,
Fair
what
enough.
I can do. But other pick. I never get credit for the good picks. It's
Yeah.
when the picks go wrong, they are right there with the pitchforks.
That's the life of working in sports.
I suppose that is. Hey, it's Matthew Berry from NBCSports.com and RotoWorld.com, and I want to thank you so much for watching whatever it is you just watched, or if nothing else, being too lazy to click out of the autoplay after this video started, after whatever it is you actually wanted to watch finished. But now that you're here, I'd like to take a moment here to ask you respectfully now, okay? I'm asking you respectfully to subscribe to the NFL on NBC YouTube channel. You'll get the latest RotoWorld fantasy news headlines, all sorts of great shows, including my own Fantasy Football Happy Hour. So go subscribe now. Again, I'm asking respectfully.